I saved the best for last, folks, in this segment. You have pro-sanctuary city Mayor Lori Lightfoot, the failure, begs Texas, begging them on her feet one last time to stop sending illegal aliens to Chicago. For years, you have places like New York City and Chicago boasting, look at us, these sanctuary cities. Look at those red scumbags, those Republicans, you bigots. Look what you're doing. Now we go, hey, you know, we got a massive influx here created by a Joe Biden, the head of the Democrat Party. Hey, you want to boast? Why don't you take all of them? We'll send a few thousand your way. Well, they can't handle it. They can't handle it. Hit that like and subscribe button, folks, if you haven't already. You are supporting a true American patriot. Just you leaving a comment down below does yeoman's work in supporting the show. And if you don't know what to write simple as good morning, USA, screw Joe Biden. Anything. Get it out there. Let loose. So you have Chicago mayor, failed mayor, Lori Lightfoot, is begging Texas Governor Greg Abbott to not send any more illegal aliens to the Windy City, despite the fact that just 2 years ago, and we got the receipts to prove it, just 2 years ago, she signed measures strengthening Chicago's status as a sanctuary city. You got to love it. You know who is very reminiscent in this type of messaging too is Governor Eric Adams of New York City, saying the exact same thing. Here begging basically Doug Ducey of Arizona and Governor Greg Abbott of Texas, as well as Ron DeSantis too, because it's just not just them two busing, but so is Ron DeSantis, basically begging them to stop doing it because their infrastructure was collapsing. Over a few thousand illegal aliens. They couldn't even handle a few thousand. Put it this way, what Greg Abbott sees in one day is what Lori Lightfoot sees in like a month or 2 months, multiple months. So on Sunday, the outgoing mayor, she's doing everything she can before she actually leaves the mayoral position. She sent Abbott a letter imploring him to make Texas carry the burden of the thousands upon thousands of illegal aliens flooding the border. According to the mayor, the Texas governor is going to begin resending illegal immigrants via bus starting Monday to Chicago. Basically just funding Greyhound buses, sending them up there. You gotta love it. So, quote, since we begun responding to the arrival of migrants sent by your delegation in August 2022, we have shouldered the responsibility of carrying more than 8,000 men, women, and children with no resources of their own, she said in a letter. That number continues to grow. Since August of 2022, folks, they've only seen 8,000. Literally, Texas gets this in one day. And by the way, this number will probably double for Texas once Title 42 is expired. They're going to see anywhere from like 16,000 people and up a day. It's insane. And she can't handle, since August of 2022, almost a year ago, 8,000 people. Their infrastructure's falling apart, but they want to be a sanctuary city. And you got to love it. We have shouldered the responsibility. We've shouldered the burden. You wanted to. I can't cuss in here. I almost said dip. You know what? Dip poop, I guess we got to say. So in reality, Lightfoot shouldn't be surprised Texas sent them her way. She was practically asked for individuals to come to Chicago on multiple occasions. Here's a little thing from 2019. We got a tweet here from the failing mayor. Says, yes, Chicago, we must be a sanctuary city. We got to stand up to the Trump administration's racist, anti-immigrant terror and make every Chicagoan is safe, regardless of citizenship status. And we've got to strengthen the welcoming city ordinance by eliminating carve-outs. What an idiot. She had no clue how to govern, man. I mean, but hey, she's a Democrat. What should we expect here? Look what Joe Biden's doing. I mean, look at every Democrat ran city. It's ran poorly, and people love it that are Democrats. How they love it. So now she's saying there's no more room in her city. We saw the same thing from Mayor Eric Adams of New York City, where he was literally asking residents of New York City to start housing illegal aliens. You can't make this up. So this is what kind of a snippet says. Chicago is a welcoming city. Yeah, if you want to be shot and burglarized and robbed. And we collaborate with county, state, and community partners to rise to this challenge. But your lack of consideration or coordination in an attempt to cause chaos and score political points has resulted in a critical tipping point in our ability to receive individuals and families in a safe, orderly, and dignified way, rather. I'm sorry. It's hard reading this when you're trying not to laugh. It's so insane. She's going to boast for years, and now she's getting what she wanted, and now she's complaining about it. Eric Adams again did the same thing in New York City, and he's asking for billions of dollars from the federal government. He had to declare a state of emergency over this stuff because he got a few thousand illegal immigrants, but they want Texas and Arizona to take in millions. Quote, we simply have no more shelter spaces and resources to accommodate an increase of individuals at this level. With little coordination or care that does not pose a risk to them or others. You know what, Greg? Keep sending them, brother. Double it. Triple it if you have to, man. Start sending those Greyhounds. You know, really what the state of Texas and Arizona should do? Just straight up put out a national donation and just have people, Republicans, funding these Greyhound buses and just start sending them to all these sanctuary cities. So you really just burden their infrastructure. I mean, it will collapse, you guys. It really will. They basically thought they were bluffing. They thought Doug Ducey, Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis were bluffing all this stuff. They're never going to do it. They're already being hit with a financial crisis down there, having to incur this burden, this cost of all these illegal aliens caused by Joe Biden. They're not going to do it. So now that they are doing it, they literally don't have the infrastructure. Then that comes from their own mouths, as you just saw from Lori Lightfoot here, but also we've seen it from Mayor Eric Adams over there in New York. The letter came just hours after Texas authorities started a manhunt for a... Are you sitting down for this, folks? I'm sure many of you heard this story. This is insane. And it's because of Joe Biden and the Democrats. They're at fault here for this. The letter came just hours after Texas authorities started a manhunt for a suspected illegal alien who allegedly killed 5 individuals, including an 8-year-old child, in a spray of gunfire Friday night. God, if he's illegal, how do you get that gun? Because I was told they want to remove all our guns and that was going to solve the issue that the bad guys will just line up and turn in their guns, right? If you're offering gift cards like we saw in one area, people just hand in their guns. No, criminals will totally do it. They will totally do it. Bunch of idiots. Texas, like other border states, has been dealing with the crisis of illegal immigration for years, and that mass shooting is just the latest ramification. So what is Lori Lightfoot's solution to this mess? Well, she thinks it can be solved through more federal funding, as you could expect, and policy changes. Like her Democratic colleagues in New York City dealing with the same problem, one can only assume that means amnesty. And I said it time and time again, this is the plan of the Democrat Party. Sit there, have a massive flood of people pouring across the border, millions. There is anywhere from 22 to 25 million illegal aliens presently in the United States. That's more than the population of a handful of our states. Like double digits, folks. If you look at the population in terms of where people are aggregated at, more than double digits. There are more illegal aliens than we have population of double digits of our states. You don't think that's going to swing the vote when they talk about amnesty here? That is the end goal. And you are never going to see a Republican elected again, ever. Both locally and for the presidency. Of course, this chaos will never end until the border is sealed and thousands of illegal aliens are deported. Don't count on Lightfoot to send President Joe Biden a letter demanding those sorts of policies, though. No way. It seems she's rather accused GOP colleagues of being callous and cruel, even though for years she told illegal immigrants from around the globe they can find sanctuary under her watch. And you got to love the fact that they're saying this is cruel, it's inhumane, it's terrible. They get to pick where they want to go. It's in their own language, by the way. They have multiple languages that they're offering these illegal aliens, and they get to pick on where they want to go. Nobody's forcing them to get on the bus. They opt into it. And where are they picking? Well, I heard Lori Lightfoot has a lovely place for us to go. I heard Eric Adams has a lovely place for us to go. I heard Bowser in Washington, D.C. has a lovely place for us to go. So why don't we go there? They want to welcome us with open arms. And now they're saying, don't come over here. We ain't able to help you. You got to love it, folks. You got to love the grandstanding. And, they say one thing and do another. It's typical stuff from the Democrat Party. I'm not saying Republicans do it, but hell, Democrats do it way, way more than Republicans do. A little bit of a longer episode today. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. This was a lot of fun hanging out with you. I enjoy spending these mornings with you, with fellow true American patriots that actually care about this country, that actually care in making America great again. And let's hope we got number, 47 at this point. Donald Trump coming in. He was Mr. Number 45. We're going to see Joe Biden's running for re-election, folks. Do you think he's going to make it? Let us know in the comment section below. Do you think Joe Biden's just going to last 2 more years? Or do you think he'll actually make it an extra 6 years if you include 2024 and the 4 years that goes included in this? I don't see it, man. He's not doing any primary debates, by the way. They're going to lock him up in the basement once again. There's no way in hell this guy's going to be able to do a freaking debate. He can barely read from a teleprompter. The only way this guy's reading from a debate, or reading from a teleprompter in a debate, or heck, getting the questions ahead of time like we saw from Hillary Clinton, or just able to be somewhat coherent in thought just a little bit, is if he's doped up somehow. I really do believe that, and that was allegedly happening on the last primary against Donald Trump. So Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below, folks. We'll be back here for another episode of The Bald Brad Show.
I hope you enjoyed that clip from The Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.